The most common question is, why am I not being successful in my astral projections? What's going on? And we're going to go over that today because there are well-known problems, and I've experienced just about all of them on why you're not getting out in the astral. Okay, wonderful people, let's get to it. I'm your guy Frank. I've been doing this for a million years, like 30 years, right? So I've made all the mistakes, I've made all the successes, and I'm doing all the things, and I'm going to pass that on to you. If you like this sort of comment, man, hit the like button down there. It helps the channel out. Subscribe. I'm always looking to subscribers to see how many people actually want to come back. Subscribers is about how many people want to come back and see more. Um, Dedicated people, right? That's like your real audience. Um, and I want to build a little community here where we talk about this stuff. I think if everybody was talking about this stuff, and everybody could have a astral projection at least once in their life, it's just life changing, man. It changes your paradigms about everything and everyone and everything, and it's good in a good way, right? So let's get on to it. What are the problems, the blocks that get in people's way when they're astral projecting? First problem is, and most common probably, is you're trying too hard. This is a mental game, it's not a physical game. If it's a mental game, right, if you're trying to pull a nail out of a piece of wood, the harder you try, the more likely you are to be probably successful, right? Unless you break the nail off, and then you're in a whole other world of problems. But trying hard in mental games usually makes things harder, and it's the same here. It's like when you're trying to fall asleep and you try really hard to fall asleep. Like you have to fall asleep now or you're not going to get enough sleep, right? The harder you try, the worse it works. Your muscles are tense, you're over focused, you're overthinking, your mind is overactive. And when your mind is overactive, your body is overactive. So your body is putting out more adrenaline when your mind is running around at a million miles. That's why you don't go to sleep. That's why when you're worried about paying bills or health or whatever, moving or your romance or your lack of romance, or trying to do something like lucid dreaming or astral projection, and you're like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and then your body puts out more of the awake chemicals, and it's trying to help you fight in what you want to do. First fix: embrace the mind awake, body asleep state. That's what you're aiming for. Um, but you have to shift from doing it and forcing it and making it to just allowing it. Just allow your body to do what and think. So what does your mind have to do? Because your mind is going to have to do something. And if it's worrying and stressing and all that stuff, this is never going to happen for you. You're lucky if you even get to sleep at all. Um, the mind awake, body asleep is what you're going for, and you're just going to let your body drift off into that, and you're going to let your body get there on its own, and you're just like a passenger that is on a ride, and your body's going to take you on that ride to this state. Use your mind to think about astral projections, where you'd like to go, what you'd like to do, what you'd like to see, but it all has to be calm. You might want to think of happy memories or relaxing memories. What's your most happy memories or relaxing memories about being on a beach? A lot of people have been to beaches. They've been to them as a vacation spot or because they live next to them. Think of it. Put that in your mind, mill that around a bit, but practice detachment. Don't tense up. Don't try and do anything else but observe. That's all you're doing. You're letting it bring you on that journey to the mind awake, body asleep state. That's all you're going to do with it. Mistake number 2, lack of actual deep relaxation. Kind of relates to the first one, right? You think you're relaxed, you got your mind being relaxed, and you think your body is relaxed, and so you're ready for it, and all this other stuff, and it never happened. It's because your body isn't actually relaxed. I've done a lot of meditation. I started meditation probably, as far as I can guess, probably around 18, 17 years old. Um, and I'm not that anymore. And honestly, it was tremendously helpful. But that's a video for another day. The technique that's going to help you relax most and most assuredly is to start from your head on down and try and relax everything in sequence. So the top of your scalp, is that relaxed? Relax it as much as you can, or tighten it up as much as you can, and then loosen it up. Now, top of your scalp, usually not very tense. Some people can, but then you're going to go down to your forehead. A lot of people hold tension in their foreheads, right? This is me holding some kind of tension in my forehead. A lot of people, that's why a lot of people get wrinkles up there, because the muscles bunch up in response to stress. You can tense that up and then relax. Sometimes we ask it to relax and we really don't know what it feels like to do that. Bunch it up and then let it go, and then it relaxes. Then you do your eyelids, your eyes, that people do that as well. And you move down your cheeks, mouth. Oh, now we're getting to the big stuff. A lot of people hold tension in their jaw. Tense your jaw up and relax. Ears, some people do ears. Make sure they're relaxed. Neck too. A lot of people do the neck. Tense it up maybe and relax. Shoulders. One of the biggest, if not the biggest place people hold tension is in their shoulders. Tense up your shoulders and relax. Relax. Chest too. A lot of people like to bring their shoulders in because it feels like you're protecting yourself like this. So bring them in and relax. And your back, you move on down, right down to your toes. Tense up your toes and relax them. Your body will be really relaxed after this. This is great for meditation. This is great for astral projection. This is great for everything. This is great for the life. Yeah, and that will relax your whole body. And then you can start to move past this thing where we're not really aware that we're tense and we don't really know how to get relaxed. But there's also breathing too. A lot of us, we never learn, especially in the Western cultures, we never really learn breathing techniques. There's a lot of breathing techniques that go along with meditation. The best that you're going to want for this is to take a big breath in and out through your nose. It looks like this. Just doing that, it's going to relax you. Before the doctor takes your blood pressure, do that. It's going to actually bring it down noticeably. These have physical effects. Breathing has physical effects. And it's so important, actually. Athletes, Olympian athletes, right? They have to be the best. Out of everybody on the planet, they have to be the one best. Or just to compete at a level, right? Well, here, 10 fingers, 10 athletes. They're all just about at the same level. So one little thing, like how they breathe, could be what sets them apart and they win the race. Not by much, it's like 100th of a second or 200th of a second, something crazy, because they had the breathing technique to last throughout the foot race or whatever it was. Cheetahs, the fastest animal in the world by measurement of miles an hour or kilometers an hour, hold their breath while they run. Because, right, it doesn't go with everything else that's going on in their body, so they hold their breath. You don't want to do that. Or you could do, there are some relaxing techniques, is um, breathe in through your mouth, hold it for a second, and breathe it out. Just 1 second or half a second, whatever doesn't feel, um, you don't want to leave that breath in there too long because it's building up carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide actually gives you anxiety. Don't want to do that. And that's also a thing I'll mention. How we breathe actually relates to how anxious we can feel. Because if you don't breathe enough and you don't get out enough carbon dioxide, you'll feel anxious for no other reason because your breathing is too shallow. Anyway, so it looks like this. Now, I prefer the inhale in and hold it and exhale it like this. Just, I don't know, what is that? Tenth of a second or something? I don't know. But that works. Why it works. When you breathe in, actually your inner sinuses give off a lot of nitric oxide, which is a relaxant. The dentist might give it to you when you're at the dentist getting your head drilled. Right? You're anxious. You need something to relax. Nitric oxide. Your nasal cavity gives it to you automatically. It's built to do that. And if you breathe in, you're getting nitric oxide right there, and it's calming you down. And that is measurable too. And when you breathe out through your nose, that also is a relaxation technique. When you breathe out through your mouth, your body sees it more as you're like running or you're doing some physical activity sort of thing. You might also try meditating before you try astral projection. Uh, that will get you in a clearer mind. That will bring all your body senses down to a more relaxed state. And then you can meditate for 10, 15 minutes or whatever, or an hour, whatever you like. And then when you come to astral projection, you're relaxed. You're there. You're ready to do it and ready to go on from there. And if you have any kind of relaxation techniques that you really like I'm doing here, I'm telling you what I really like, put them down in the comments. I'd like to know, I'd like to learn, and it'll help everybody else out too. Okay, on to the next thing. 3. Mistake number 3. Fear or limiting beliefs. Yeah, and it's fears that has to do with everything around astral projection. Um, is all from the danger aspects of the fear of the unknown. Is it hard? Are you afraid it's too easy? Um, yeah, anything around that, anything, and you'll see what happens. The symptoms to that is like when you get jolts coming back awake, you'll get jolted back awake, or the vibrations will scare you. That's a fear right there. That's a common thing. When I first heard the vibrations, it was just frightening. Just frightening. It sounded like a drill, um, like an airplane taking off, or yeah. So they're just so incredibly loud sometimes that the loudness itself, just remember it's not actual sound, right? Your ears don't hear anything. It's all in your head or in your soul. It's somewhere around there. Science doesn't know what this is, doesn't know how, it's at a loss. But it had nothing to do with your ears. It can be even louder than that. It doesn't matter. It's totally harmless. But that's part of one of the fears that a lot of people have. And how about the fear of letting go? That's a common, right? That's common for all life. People have a fear of letting go. They just to let things happen. People they feel a little out of control. And that's another fear, right? And you have all these things to work through. So try and ask yourself, um, keep a journal about what's happening, a dream journal, astral projection journal. It can be both. I've had both. I kind of have both now. And just write down what you did and why it didn't work and why you think it didn't work. You don't have to be a rocket scientist to figure this out. Even if you don't get it the first time, you'll probably get it the second time. You say, oh, that's right, I'm just a little too anxious. I just didn't feel comfortable letting go. That could be it. That could be the whole reason that's holding you back, right? Um, and yes, tell yourself affirmations before this happens, before you get there. I'm going to have a good astral projection experience. It's going to be incredibly easy, and I'm not afraid of anything. No, I wouldn't even go there. Don't even mention fears. Sorry. Right. Hey, I'm going to have a great astral projection. It's going to be so incredibly easy, and I'm going to be so happy and excited that it happened. Go right there. Don't mention fears. Don't mention problems. Don't mention difficulties, because the mind doesn't really react well to no's. Like, um, I'm not going to forget. It doesn't really do well with those negatives. It gets kind of confused and it kind of, yeah, so don't do that. And you can tell yourself this is completely safe. And it is. Been doing it for 30 years. I'm not dead yet, right? Oh, I've come close in traffic situations, right? It looked like, oh my goodness, I gotta get killed there. Never in the astral did I come close. Not even close. So it's completely safe. I am protected. You could tell yourself that, and that's the truth. This is a divine astral area. You're entirely protected. You're more protected than you can even imagine. I think maybe when we get to the other side and we look back at our life, we'll realize how incredibly protected we were. I think that's part of the return, right? You're like, oh my goodness, I was so well protected. I was fearful all the time. If I had known how protected I was, I would have been a lot more courageous than I was. Yeah. So, and I can do this. Just tell yourself that. It might be a part of your mind that's not too sure if you can do this. And that might be the blockage. Just tell yourself you can do this. And tell yourself, I can do this consistently. I can do this at will. This is easy, this is natural, and it's completely safe. There you go. Of course, visualization always helps when you get into anything. Um, I remember somebody saying, I think it was Tony Robbins, he referenced the test that they did, a study that they did with basketball players, and they had some basketball players shoot hoops, and some basketball players do nothing and just talk about stuff. That was a control group. And then the third group just visualized shooting hoops. You know who did best afterwards? The visualization guys. The visualization guys. It actually helps a lot. Don't need to break down why, it just does. And that's why everything in, like, from law of attraction to sports to everything about success will somehow come to visualization, because it's just that important. So visualize your success. Before bed, vividly imagine yourself having an astral out-of-body experience. Go through the whole thing. Think about the vibrations, think about separating your body. Just imagine. Kids do this naturally, and it leads to whatever they're imagining. Usually we do this and then it leads to a career or something like that, but it can really lead to this as well. It helps the mind get over its sticking points and shows the mind that this can work and how it actually does work. And in this busy world, it can be busy. Mistake number 4. Inconsistent practice, lack of practice. Um, yeah, I know how it is. You one week you do it, and the next week everything hits the fan, and it had nothing to do with that. And I get it. And then it's like, oh my goodness, I wanted to do this. The more consistent you can be about it, like daily, you're on the path to more likely success. If you're incredibly inconsistent, you're going to be incredibly not great at this, right? Because you're not zeroing in on it. You're not honing your skills on it. You're not figuring it out. Everybody's a little different. Everybody's body, everybody's mind, everybody's soul, everybody's experiences, everybody's future, everybody's past. All that is different. So for you to dial it in, you're going to have to do it. In order to do it, you have to do it, and it's better if it's consistent. I mean, really, think if it's once a year, you're not going to get too much progress. And the body gets the mind and the body also like it as a habit. If you can develop this as a habit when you fall asleep, you got it locked in. Dr. Monroe had it as a habit. He eventually got it to a habit where it was more likely that he was going to astral project than anything else. So if you can get it there, you really got it dialed in. But persistence is the key. And just so you know, a reminder, beginners don't usually do it on the first few tries. They don't usually do it on the first few tries. This is going to take a bit. When we get into a sport, we don't expect to be, when you go play baseball for the first time, you don't expect to step up at bat and be hired by the major leagues. Not at the first go. No, you're going to have to hone your sport. Like I said, you're going to have to dial it in. You're going to have to figure it out. All the little aspects, how to stand, how to swing at the ball, how to catch, all of it. You're going to have to figure it out. And it's the same here. There's no difference. It's almost like a mental sport. So just commit to a small, regular schedule, like even 15 or 20 minutes a day. It's not that difficult. Just think of it as a little vacation for you, 15 or 20 minutes a day. You're just going to lay down, and before sleep, you're going to have to go to sleep anyway, right? You might as well do it then too. And just think of it as a little vacation for yourself where you're going to do this little thing for yourself. Um, Maybe a few times a week at least, where maybe like Fridays, Saturday, Sunday, right? It's the weekend. Or some other schedule like that. Keep it as regular as you can keep it. The more regular it is, the more likely it is to be successful. Keep a journal, because as you keep a journal, so you keep attention, and you bunch up your attention on that subject. Your mind is going to say, hey, this is important. This is what they want to do. We're going to do that. And celebrate small victories. If you even just get close, even if you just get to the vibration stage and you freak out and you come back, celebrate that victory, because you got closer to it and you experienced something that 99.99999% of humanity never consciously experiences. They never know. They never hear those non-noise noises, right? Yeah. So whatever it is, or if you just you just do this, you just try it. No success, but you just try it 10 times, let's say. 5 times, hopefully not 10 times. 5 times. You just tried it. Hey, if you just try it once, you celebrate that, because you said you were going to do it and you did it. 2 times, you said you were going to do it, you did it twice. Celebrate it again and again and again. That will show your mind that you're serious about this, you like this, and more importantly, it's good for you and good for the mind. And the mind will say, oh, well, if that's what we need to be rewarded on, then we're definitely dialing that in. We're going to figure that out, and we're going to put our subconscious on that and make sure this happens. Yeah, it's a pretty powerful thing. Mistake number 5, Misunderstanding the exit, or how to actually get out. A lot of people can be in the state that they need to be in order to have separation, but they don't actually know what to do once they're there. A lot of people have been there and they didn't know that was the state they were in and just went into a dream or something else. They just fell asleep. So, like we just mentioned, the vibration state. Get through the vibration state. Keep doing it. Let it get louder if it needs to. We know that's what we need to do to get to astral projection. A lot of people don't know that. Um, so explore your various techniques as well, right? Um, the rope method, where you're laying on your back and you feel that it's time, you want to try and get out of your body. You imagine a rope is hanging down from the ceiling, and you grab the rope and you pull yourself out. That's a good technique. There's also the rolling technique, where you roll to the side and you roll out of your body. That's a good technique. Another one that's actually more natural and initiated by more people is the fall through your bed technique. Let gravity and everything just pull you out of your body. A lot of people feel that's a natural thing, and so it becomes a natural way that most people. But the fear of falling might kick in. That's a caveat with that one. Um, a lot of people have a fear of falling, although you're not falling. You're in a bed, for goodness sakes, right? You're on a cushioned surface. But that it just get used to it, and if that's how you get out of your body, then do that. Yeah, whatever it takes. And of course, this is about exploring various sensations of movement rather than physically moving. You don't want to actually move your leg or your. It's the sensation of moving it, right? It's hard to explain. Or I had a technique where I would feel like I was floating, like I would just float up, and the sensation of floating. You can even do this, because as you do that, slowly put your arms up. They kind of feel like they're floating, and you don't feel the musculature and everything else doing any real work. So you can kind of get the idea of what it feels like to move without the feeling of making it move in your muscles. That's going to make a big difference in how you get out of your body. And yeah, trust the process. Like we said before, just trust that it's going to happen, and you're going to do what needs to be done naturally, because naturally you get there anyway. So don't resist the feeling of floating or shifting or falling. Try and just let it happen. Let it be. That'll calm your mind. That'll calm your body. And then actually it'll move you further towards a state of astral projection. I'll also put in expectation. Have an expectation this is really going to work. You're not going to just try this. This is going to work. And if it doesn't work, you'll expect that, well, it's okay because I built up some skills, so it's going to work next time. Right? Expectation is, I'm finding for all of life, kind of a key to success. And it's the same in astral projection. Expect it to happen. Expect yourself to take off and do wonderful things out in the astral realms. It's yours for the taking, basically. So it's got your name on it, right? Right? It's there for you. The astral is waiting for you. Uh, and it's your expectation that this is going to work, and your playground of reality of a realm is open to you and just waiting for you there. So this isn't so much a mistake, but it kind of feels like it is. It's not so much about actual ability. It's about just the slight techniques that you need to do in order to get there. And a lot of people feel like it's about the actual ability. Like I don't have that ability. I'm not good at this. No, It's just about, you are good at it because you do it every night, right? You just don't realize it. Just let it happen when you're conscious. That's basically all we're doing. So don't think that you don't have the ability, because then you'll make other fears and beliefs around it and you'll wall yourself off from the experience. So every attempt is just a learning experience. You don't fail, you get closer to success every attempt you have, because you're going to dial it in, right? It's just practice like anything else. And even if you never have an astral projection and you do this for years, you will have learned how to meditate, kind of. It's an extremely relaxing state. It will help you out one way or another, even if you don't actually do it. So there's nothing wrong here. There's nothing bad here. Let it just happen and have faith that it's going to happen and have expectation that it's going to happen, and know that if it doesn't happen, you're one step closer because you're dialing it in, you're getting experience for doing it. So which one of these mistakes resonates most with you? I know, I've done them all, so I don't know which one. Consistency is my problem. Consistency is my problem. I got so many things going on, man. Yeah, consistency is definitely my problem. Drop it down in the comments. Tell me what problems do you have most often with this. And I will comment all comments, and I'll see you in the astral. Remember to like and to subscribe because you know you want to. See you out there, people.